small gray and black bottle of Honey Thunder moisturizer she had applied to her face right before going to bed, she had put it next to her Buzz Fuzz Wax and Razor Relief Oil. But next to the tube of Buzz Fuzz that morning, there was a gray and black sample bottle of very soft shampoo. The stuff she had put on her face was not moisturizer. It was shampoo. Result? Raisin face. Her mother. What had gotten into the woman? This morning's fight had really just been a horrible sequel, the Grease 2 of phone calls. The original problem had begun when Law had called to discuss the plan for the holidays. She'd ordered Caroline to guess where Law and her boyfriend of the month were going. "Okay, Mother." Caroline rolled her eyes so vigorously that the motion was nearly audible. "Tasmania."
No.
"Reykjavik." "Okay, London." Duh. It was always London when things were normal. Same old hotels where they tried to make you eat bangers, like it was some kind of quaint, old-world thing to ingest disgusting fat into your pristine bodily ecosystem.
"We thought we'd try someplace new this year," Law said. "Branson."
"Branson?" said Caroline, her mind scrolling through all the travel magazines she read. New place, she decided. Southwest France, maybe?
"Oh, Mommy, you know, comme j'adore la France."
"It's not in France," said Law. "And did you just call me Mommy?" Okay, then Switzerland. Caroline hoped it would be the cool part of Switzerland, i.e., not the German part. Germans always made Caroline think of The Sound of Music, and The Sound of Music made her blood ice over. That scene where the poor kids were forced to wear clothes made of curtains? Needlessly graphic. "We've never done Switzerland before," Caroline said, "but I think it would be fine."
No, Caro, it's..."
Her mother's cell phone broke up in a cloud of static. Crackle.
"Zur, crackle."
Zur? Or Soor? That sounded almost Dutch. Or, God, no, so much worse, Belgian. Belgium was afflicted by packs of government bureaucrats, droopy gray skies, and practical footwear. It made Albany look like Rio de Janeiro.
"Did you say Belgium, Mother? Can we talk about that a little?"
"Zuri," crackle. "Flight," crackle, crackle.
"Day,"
said Mother's end of the phone. Caroline brightened. "Branzuri?" she said. "Is that like Italy? Ooh, I haven't been skiing in the Italian Alps in years. Please say we're going to the Alps."
"Can you hear me now?"
Law said, switching channels.
"Loud and clear," Caroline said.
"It's in Missouri."
"I didn't hear that at all," Caroline said.
"Missouri," said Law. Caroline scrolled through her mental database of similar words looking for likely matches. Missoni? Maserati? Moschino? Caroline gave up.
"I'm just not getting this word you keep mentioning."
Caroline's mother sighed. "Branson is in Missouri, the state of Missouri. It's next to Kansas. And Oklahoma, I think maybe. It's in the middle of the country. You know, Kansas City, where they have the big arch, where Daddy got those steaks shipped from last year." "Eugene Rayburn," said Caroline, "is not my father. My father is—"
Fine,
said Law, cutting her off. "Kansas City is in the state of Missouri. Branson is there, too." "Do you really think the skiing is going to be that good in Missouri?" Caroline said. "It's supposed to be flatter than my stomach out there, isn't it?" "We're not going there to ski. We're going to eat ribs and listen to country music," Caroline's mother said. "Mother," Caroline said, "since when does one of the most proper families of Greenwich, Connecticut take an interest in country music?" Growing up, she recalled vividly, her mother had been vain, snobby, and sarcastic. So, just about perfect, actually. Childhood had been a blur of days when Caroline lived vicariously through her mother's shopping trips, which had been breathlessly depicted by various glossy magazines and gossip columns. There had been Mother, in huge white sunglasses and matching turban, strolling along the Croisette with Tonio, the professional baccarat player from Malta. There she'd been in suede breeches, a loose-fitting embroidered pullover, and unwashed pigtails, getting blissed out on humanity with a turtle-necked vitamin millionaire named Cliff at the Beverly Hills commune known as TG, Transportational Grooviness. Once, an interviewer for Harper's Bazaar had asked La if she had ever worn the same outfit twice. She'd replied, "Does Bazaar ever print the same issue twice?" Some daughters spend their lives trying to prove their independence from their mothers. Caroline wanted to be like her mom, only more so. She kept trying to convince the magazine she worked for that they should stop beginning every third story with a head that promised, "Not your mother's, ... Because what if your mother was an incredibly amazing, oh my God, can I have your autograph talent? But no one ever listened. They were the children of non-fabulous mothers. "You know Daddy wants to try new things," Caroline's mother said. "He's not my daddy," Caroline nearly screamed. "Doucement, Caro, doucement." "Look, Mother, are you trying to punish me in some way? I mean, Mother, Missouri is a place where, I don't know, people shoot animals and then knit sweaters out of the fur. They go to church." "It's a part of our country, Caro." "Not my country. My country is like Japan, all coast. Between the Lincoln Tunnel and Santa Monica Boulevard, there's an ocean as far as I know." "Caro, I'm trying to make peace between you and Eugene." "Peace? I can have peace any time I want it," Caroline snapped, and hung up the phone, and cried. In the shower, Caroline practiced making mean faces at her mother as she shuffled through her 8 shelves of product and grabbed the good stuff. A squat plastic bottle containing a thick 3-in-1 liquid, one of those combination shampoo conditioner desserts. Caroline squeezed out an obscenely huge handful of the stuff and worked it into her hair. The smell of cinnamon buns just out of the oven filled the steaming shower. She was stricken with a crazed desire to eat her own hair. But of course washing her hair was the closest she would come to a sweet snack today. She hoped it wasn't possible to absorb calories through your scalp. After her shower, she flicked on NY1 News to check the weather. Senator Christopher Casby, that hairy-eared old troll La had once dated and for whom Caroline had once briefly interned, had apparently just been hospitalized, shut the door of her 5th-floor apartment and hurried down the hall. At apartment 5F, she pulled up short with a tiny yelp, like a dog at an invisible fence. The ear-assaulting anti-tune of "Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer" burst forth from the doorway, like a hazardous waste explosion. No sound was more despicable to Caroline's ears. Not a jackhammer, not the hellish squeal of a subway train, not the dull snap of a $900 heel breaking off on one of those evil New York sidewalk gratings that seemed to have been laid everywhere you need to go in a weird conspiracy between the city and the high-end shoe business. Completely unintentionally, in fact, very much without wanting to, Caroline's mind each season kept a running tally of how many times she heard any part of the evil novelty hit pouring out of car radios, at heavy irony hipster parties, at pathetically cheerful little shops, and from the tabletop stereos of sidewalk fur merchants. This year's tally was 45, one short of last year's record, and since today was Christmas Eve, 2 days during which every radio station would be playing nothing but Christmas carols still lay ahead. The song was apparently still growing in popularity. In the post-apocalyptic future, the only survivors would be the roaches, the lawyers, and Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. This was a crime in progress, and it called for a citizen's arrest. Caroline whirled in her Prada boots and knocked on the metal door right under the tag that read 5F. A wide-faced, middle-aged woman with black hair, stretchy pink pants, and a mass merchandiser's cardigan opened the door, making the song even louder. The floor seemed to tilt under Caroline's feet. The noise was like having tiny squirrels munching on her eardrums. Caroline was getting run over by Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Jess,
said the woman.